All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Chessboard Baseball. Man, this is the third time I'm over here live. I've done switched hats and gone to eat and came back. So we already covered game 3 today of both the Yankees and the Dodgers. The Yankees won the series against the Blue Jays, and then the Dodgers swept the series against the Pirates. So it is time to do our awards designation for both series, but in this stream, so yeah, that's just how it's gonna happen. This stream, it's only we're only going to do Yankees and Blue Jays, and then I'll be coming right back and doing the Dodgers and the Pirates as well. But yeah, we're gonna choose our MVPs for the Yankees, for the Blue Jays, and then the overall series MVP. And then after we do that, we're going to do, and that's for the hitters, and then we're going to do the same thing for the pitchers as well. So we're going to be selecting essentially six awards on this stream. So yeah, let's do it. I have pretty much the stats here, and the main driver for selecting our MVPs, it's going to be RAvg here. Now, Ahmed Rosario is showing up. Hang on, let me see. Ahmed Rosario is showing up right now as like the leading person with the RAvg, but that's because he only has one plate appearance. So I'm going to sort that by 6 plate appearances. So right now we have 6 plate appearances sorted. So at the very least, it was a 3-game series. So at least 6 plate appearances. That means that a player at least, played at least 2 full games, essentially. And then we'll go off of that. So let's do the Yankees first. And this one, we'll talk about most of the players as well. Like, I just don't want to go straight to just assigning the MVP and that's it. There's a player obviously here that's standing out above everyone else, and he'll likely be our MVP. But let's start from the bottom on RAvg. We have Elliot Ramos, and he has 7 plate appearances. He was kind of bad, so he had a process success rate of 55%, which is actually the lowest in the team, and a result success rate of 14%, which is also the lowest in the team. So he was by far, I want to say, the worst player for the Yankees this series. And if we'll look at the traditional stats after we do this. Caballero following Ramos with a 718 RAvg, 65% process success rate, so a little bit better, or actually better than Ramos, and then an 18% result success. So that was fine. Lombard Jr. following Caballero with an 8.0 RAvg, 66% process success rate, and 41%. So he was effective success-wise. Maybe not so much process, but on success, I mean, he did something good 42% of the time during this series in his 12 plate appearances. So that's really good. That's almost up there with Wells, Chisholm, Rice, and then after that is Ben Rice with a 10 point. So now the differentiator, right? So if you are at if you have a 10.00 RAvg or better, then you had an excellent series, pretty much. So Ben Rice at 1031, that's amazing. And a lot of Yankee players did really well this entire series. And of course, it's evident by their offense throughout the series as well. So Ben Rice 1031, 77% success rate. That's crazy. And 46% results. Those are amazing numbers as well for Ben Rice. So Ben Rice had a monster series. Luis Garcia Jr. was also very effective he had the best process success out of the entire team with actually that was Ben Rice. 77% Luis Garcia Jr. There's a lot of juniors on this Yankee team. I just realized that right now. Why so many juniors here? Lombard Jr., Chisholm Jr., Garcia Jr. Let's just do Ben Rice Jr. as well. So yeah, Garcia Jr. Results success 40%. Chisholm 67% process, 45% results. Trent Grisham was also solid with 1164. Austin Wells, I was super surprised by Austin Wells, but in his 9 plate appearances, he had respectable numbers. But then we do have the player who stood out, and I think it's pretty evident that he was the clear-cut best player. And this is just looking at, so I'm not even looking at traditional stats yet. This is only chessboard baseball stats. So not even, we're going to do traditional real quick and compare just so that we can do a sanity check, because sometimes chessboard baseball may not agree with traditional stats. So we'll do that. But it does appear like the best player, according to Chessboard Baseball, for this series was Spencer Jones with a 12.09 rook average, 70% process success rate, and a ridiculous 55% result success. Look at that. That means like over half the time that Spencer Jones stepped up to the plate, something positive happened, whether it was a walk, whether it was a hit, whether it was a sacrifice fly, whatever the case may be. He did something positive 55% of the time. That's insane. So 11 times he stepped up there, 6 times something good happened for the Yankees. That's incredible. And even results points, right? So results points, they just accumulate depending on the impact of the results. So a walk is only 3 points, but a home run is 9 points. And then if it's a home run with runners on, that's 14 points, so on and so forth. He had the most impact as far as results for this series for the Yankees. After him, it was Chisholm, and then Wells, and then Grisham, so on and so forth. So he not only had the best rook average for the series, he also had the most results, which is really, at the end of the day, what we care about in baseball. Like, yeah, process is fine, who cares, right? Like, you can have an excellent process, you can never chase and have a terrible batting average and never produce. This one, Spencer Jones produced the best from the Yankees. But okay, so you're like, all right, what is this chessboard baseball nonsense? Why are you showing me chessboard baseball stats? Give me the real traditional stats. So let's look at that. All right, so Spencer Jones, how did he do? So again, 11 plate appearances. As far as hits, Chisholm actually was the one who had the most hits this series. So he had 4 hits in 11 plate appearances, whereas Spencer Jones only had 3. Then we look at doubles. Chisholm had 1 double. Spencer Jones also had 1 double. Home runs. Let's see, home runs. I mean, wow, we had 4 home runs this series. So we had Jones, Grisham, Chisholm, and Garcia had home runs. So, okay, pretty much a pair. Actually, Chisholm had a really good series. Holy crap. And RBIs, well, this is it. This is where Spencer Jones separated himself from everyone else. He had 3 and everyone else had 2. This is funny. But 3 for Spencer Jones, 2 for Wells, 2 for Grisham, 2 for Chisholm, 2 for Garcia, 2 for Rice, and 1 for Jose Caballero. Walks, we have 4 Grisham, that checks out. 3 for Garcia, 2 Jones, 2 Rice, 1 Wells, 1 Lombard Jr., and then strikeouts 5 Ben Rice, 4 Wells, 4 Grisham, 4 Lombard Jr., and then Spencer Jones only 3, Caballero 3, Ramos 3. Chisholm only struck out once this series. That shit's crazy. Batting average, Chisholm 364, Jones 333. But the main thing here is OPS, and yes, you guessed it, the best OPS in this series was Spencer Jones with 1.232. All of this only to say that if we go back to Chessboard Baseball and rook average, it's pretty clear that our series MVP is Spencer Jones for, I mean, this is for the, not series MVP, but for the Yankees, right? So there it is, Spencer Jones, Yankees series MVP. Let's certify that real quick. So that is certified. Spencer Jones is your New York Yankees series MVP against the Blue Jays. So now, let's look at the Blue Jays. Same thing, we're gonna do 6 plate appearances minimum and talk about the Blue Jays a little bit. Their worst player by far, I say by far, well, not by far, actually Clement and McAdoo were there for pretty bad. McAdoo, 5.67 rook average, 63% process success, which is not too bad, but only 16% result success. So he barely gave the Blue Jays anything. After that is Ernie Clement. And Ernie Clement, of course, his process success is always going to be bad because Ernie Clement just swings at everything. This dude doesn't, he's allergic to pitches thrown in the strike zone. He loves to switch at everything and hit everything that is outside the strike zone. So Ernie Clement, 577 rook average, 52% process, and 23% results. That's Cameron after him with only 16%, so same result percentage as McAdoo. After that is Bateman. We said 10, which is respectable. And Bateman, holy crap! If you look at his numbers, 61% process, but 64% success rate. That is crazy. So out of 14 plate appearances, 8 of those, he was successful in one way or another, right? I mean, if my math is correct, I'm not the best person at math, but he was, that's the highest success of the whole series for Bateman. But still only a 10 rook average in 14 plate appearances. Then Guerrero Jr., 1067. Then we have Kirk, who is my favorite player on the Blue Jays with 11.08 rook average. Then Miles Straw, 1127, respectable. Then Okamoto, 1185. Lucas, which that was strong, but only 6 plate appearances, so I may not consider him. And then after Lucas, George Springer with a 1290. So he did lead the Blue Jays in rook average. But the question is, should he be the Toronto Blue Jays MVP just based on that? So I don't know. Results points, Alejandro. So I like to look at results points because this means who actually had an impact for the team. And here, Alejandro Kirk is actually leading, and after that Bateman, then Straw, then Springer. So I think here we're gonna have to take a look at the traditional stats and see what those tell us. According to traditional stats, Brett Bateman was the best player in this series. So he had 5 hits, a double, a triple, an RBI, and a walk, 3 strikeouts. What separates him from Springer? Then let's see, because Springer have 4 hits, a double, an RBI, and a strikeout. Okamoto had 2 doubles and a walk. I don't know. The more I look at this, the more I'm thinking Bateman should be the Blue Jays series MVP. So you have 14 plate appearances. So you have 1 more than Okamoto. He had 2 more hits than Okamoto. Okamoto had 2 doubles, but Bateman had a double and a triple and an RBI. Okamoto had no RBI. Springer had 1 RBI. For RBI was Lucas and Kirk. So I don't know. This one might be tough. Bateman with a 455 batting average and a 1.189 OPS. Let's go back to chessboard. Where's Bateman again? Oh man, Bateman is super far away in rook average. Man. Bateman 28, Kirk 32. Results is Bateman. He had more plate appearances than anybody else. Successful 64% of the time. I think this is what's convincing me right here. It's just that success rate. And his rook average was respectable, but that 64%. Yeah. And 10 is not bad. I think I'm gonna go Brett Bateman for the Blue Jays MVP. Just based on result success, results points. His rook average is respectable. His traditional OPS is insane for this series. So yeah. Brett Bateman, your Toronto Blue Jays series MVP. And I'm gonna certify that. So there we go. We got Bateman and Spencer Jones. So now let's do all the teams. And with all the teams, Bateman is not even on the list. Let's look at result success. Then it's Bateman and Spencer Jones. Spencer Jones had the most results points. Spencer Jones led everything. Spencer Jones almost led. He was third in rook average because of Springer and Lucas. But then after that, it was Spencer Jones. He's second in result success rate. He's first in results points. He's first in OPS. So, and the Yankees won the series 2-1. So I think that makes it all pretty easy at this point to say that Spencer Jones of the New York Yankees was the overall series MVP. So there we have it. We got Spencer Jones is the Yankee series MVP, the overall series MVP, and Brett Bateman is the Toronto Blue Jays MVP. And this is for the hitters. So let's switch it up and do the pitchers now. This one's gonna be tough. Holy crap. Hang on. What am I gonna do? Minimum PA. We're gonna do 6. Okay. We're gonna do 6. Let's start with the Yankees first. Should we do 6? Let's do 3. Let's do 3 minimum hitters faced. Hedrick apparently was pretty good. 9 plate appearances, a negative 4.89 rook average. David Bednar, but only 4 plate appearances, a 3.25 rook minus 3.25 rook average. Fernando Cruz, a minus 2.40 rook average, only 5 plate appearances, or only faced 5 hitters. And then Cam Schlitter, 25 hitters faced, minus 1.04 rook average. This is gonna be tough, I think, a little bit tough. Let's see. Let's look at the actual lines. Hedrick, 2 innings pitched, 2.1, allowed 2 hits and have 4 strikeouts. Bednar, just 1 inning, right? He just closed 1 game, allowed 1 hit, struck out 1. Fernando Cruz, only 1.1 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Blackburn was really good too, 3 innings pitched. But Cam Schlitter, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, allowed 6 hits, 1 run, walked 3, struck out 4. Yeah. And then he was 4th in rook average. Yeah. So I mean, Yankees MVP, series MVP is Cam Schlitter. Only because the rest are relievers and not that I can't give it to relievers. Hedrick was actually really good. Uh, this series against the Blue Jays, he minimized all the damage in the world, but only faced 9 hitters compared to 25 for Cam Schlitter, and going 6 and winning his game. So I gotta go with Cam Schlitter for Yankees pitcher MVP. Now let's look at the Blue Jays. And we're kind of running into the same thing here. Everyone leading here right now. I mean, Blue Jays don't really have good options for pitcher MVP. I think they all got rocked. But Tyler Rogers faced 5 hitters, minus 3.80 rook average. Sewell faced 3, minus 2.0 rook average. Britton Fisher faced 6 hitters. Simeon Woods Richardson faced 8. And then we have the battle between RAvg or Dylan Cease. So I think that's where it is. And actually, yeah, I think this is easy. I think the Blue Jays series MVP is Dylan Cease, because not only that, he had a no-hitter going into the 6th inning. Let's look at it. Yeah, it's pretty clear. Cease had allowed 2 hits, 1 run. He did walk 5, but 8 strikeouts. Yeah, so I think that's it. His rook average wasn't the best, but again, the comparison between RAvg and Cease, Dylan Cease is the Blue Jays MVP for this series. And that's certified. And then we look at all of them. And I think it's just Schlitter versus Cease, and I'm going to say Cam Schlitter. So Cam Schlitter is the overall series MVP between the Blue Jays and the Yankees. And that is it for this series MVP. So we have hitters once again. We had Spencer Jones for the Yankees, Spencer Jones for the overall series, and then Brett Bateman for the Blue Jays. And then as far as pitchers, we had Cam Schlitter for the Yankees, Cam Schlitter series overall MVP, and then Dylan Cease, the MVP for the Blue Jays. But yeah, that's it. I mean, the Blue Jays, the hitters were doing okay. I mean, it wasn't a terrible series for them. They did drop, of course, the series to the Yankees. So, but it was okay. And then the Yankees, they were hitting, they were pitching like they normally do. Their bullpen was really solid. I mean, if we look at this as far as rook average is concerned, you have Hedrick, well, hang on, for the Yankees, Hedrick, Bednar, Cruz, Blackburn, Yarbrough. The bullpen has been solid. Their starters have been solid. Yeah, really good series overall for the Yankees. And that's it. That concludes the series awards for the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Let me know what you think. Let me know who you thought were the the MVP for each team and overall. But that's it. Next, after this, in a few minutes, I will be back up to do Dodgers Pirates. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.